You're gay. Fuck up.
No,
Sorry.
you're okay. I got myself an Easter egg.
You're so stupid. I'm just jealous. I want Easter egg.
The Easter egg chocolate's the best chocolate in the world. Are you wearing a kimono?
It's a dressing gown from my drag room that I found. It was the only thing that matched this.
It really does.
The other thing I had was like a red wrap dress that I was going to wear, but then I was like, nope, this'll do. Just put it on backwards.
Hey everybody, welcome back to All Bronze No Brains, where today we are finally graduating and saying goodbye to Buffy Season 3.
Yes, it's the season 3 finale, Graduation Day Part 2, still written and directed by Joss Whedon. And we pick up right where we left off with Angel being poisoned. Faith has been gutted and flung herself off the building because she's a bit of a wee cow. And before we dive into the episode, we have our usual questions for you. Do you think Oz got those little hand kisses from Angel as well?
Is Willow turning into an nympho now she's had that werewolf dick?
And how come that kiss between Wesley and Cordelia was still hotter than Buffy and Angel's?
Amen, yeah. We open with bloody Buffy letting go of the knife and keeping dick to see if there's any touts about. Anytime I ever see anybody looking over the shoulder, I just think like, keep dick for anyone.
I've never heard that saying before.
Have you not? It's like someone who was keeping watch on if you're like breaking into somewhere.
Have you ever broke into somewhere?
Yeah.
Where'd you break into? Besides the food cupboard?
I can't say that for legal reasons, but it was definitely
one of the straight meth guys I used to hook up with. Like, I didn't realize that he was like
straight?
Some big mad like paramilitary. Yeah, because you know paramilitary straightness. And he was telling me all about how
I was playing in that same bar that he got murdered outside of.
Were you keeping dick? Because I certainly was. Man, what?
She gets up slowly, leaving the knife behind. So I thought was a fucking stupid move. That's the evidence. In the same shot that we see Buffy climbing down from the roof, we then pan up in a one shot, it looks like, up to the mayor coming in, looking out the window they had just hopped out of, and then we see the mayor looks quite concerned, and then eventually like properly screams at the quite ugly vampire.
But sir, the Ascension... Find them!
But sir, the Ascension.
Mayor looks genuinely GCSE drama worried. It was a wee bit hammy. It was a wee bit over OTT.
It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. She was not okay.
Yeah, it was that sort of like, I'm gonna get chlamydia and I'll never have a child again or something.
I caught chlamydia and now I can't conceive.
Sorry. And then we cut to the credits.
I love that we cold open because I like that we pick up right where we left off. The first thing I noticed was like, the fucking size of that knife.
Well, it came out the other side, right?
I presume it came out the other side, but as we found out later, all it did was like slice her kidney, but apparently that's completely repairable. It wasn't the knife that did the damage. It was the one without the seatbelt. Buffy, like you said, is clearly not worried about forensic DNA because she just fucking leaves that knife and her blood all over the place. But maybe she just doesn't care because now she realizes the mayor's going to try and get her on anything anyway. Do you think the mayor would have seen Buffy going down the side of the building? He'd be like, found her. She's there. I can see her. She's going down that ladder.
Probably, yeah. But I'm like, yeah. But
I liked it because it was very like a play. The way they...
I liked it too. I suspended my disbelief on it just because it looked really nice. Gave a bit of scope to the scene rather than just like block shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like pan. It was really nice. I thought it was good. Good performance from Sarah Michelle.
You don't know her.
That wine is really nice. I opened some wine there and it's delish.
Oh, sure.
Going to be blocked.
Get over here, you drunk slut.
We open back in the library with a very clearly tired Giles drinking coffee.
Aren't you supposed to be drinking tea anyway?
Dear soothing, I wish to be tense.
Which I totally get. I only use coffee as like a genuine upper
Enema.
upper enema.
Upper my bummer.
I don't want to do that.
Giles and Xander are still searching for the details on, and I've written here ovum. But I'm going to assume it's not ovum. What is Ovatol or something?
Olvicon.
Bulbacon!
Cody comes in asking an explanation about why Wesley's leaving, and he was on the phone and he's crying and he's leaving the country. And they explain it's because Buffy's no longer in the council, so he's not needed there. And she's asking, the fuck is Giles still doing here then or something? I think she asks like, why are you still here? And then Xander asks for help, says, Cordelia want to sit down and give us a hand? It's like, okay. And then she's like whispering to herself about selfish Buffy always being selfish, which I thought was very funny. Very classic, funny Cordelia Cordiness.
Yeah, like another thing I noticed about this scene too is that this is a couple of episodes now where we've had Xander and Giles working together in a non combative way, and I just thought it was quite nice to see them. Like Xander's not joking as much. It's like, so I think it goes to show that he knows when he needs to like turn it off. Even the jokes he does make are like they're not really related to like, they're not like harsh. They're just little.
They're humorous.
I love when Cordelia comes in and she says, I demand an explanation. They're like, for what? And she's like, Wesley. And Sandra's like, inbreeding.
That was funny.
I love this. Like, he's just been on the phone, like, crying to me all night. Like, he's just such a fucking fruit. And Giles has a great line. I just love the way this is written. He said, should I assay remorse?
What's that mean?
I guess assay means like show or something, but I just thought it was like really nice the way Giles speaks. And Cordelia says that like,
you got fired and you still hang around like a big loser. Why can't he?
Because and I don't want to bring this up as I do every episode now since Wesley's joined.
A paedophile?
Because he doesn't work there. He doesn't have a job. Never has. Don't understand. He's a chaperone once and got off one of the kids.
Chaperone. But Cordelia says that line, such a Buffy thing to do, always thinking of herself.
Yeah. Chronically most unselfish person on the TV show. We cut to Angel looking sick as fuck, and Willow's there helping him, and Angel starts to mistake Willow for Buffy, and he has to move this much closer to be like, oh, it's Willow, as if they're so mistakable.
He has to do his best Melania Trump.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Peace on the world.
No, you'd have to have the cap like right over your eyes if you're doing a Melania Trump.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Willow moves into another room in the massive mansion, and Oz is waiting, chatting about Willow feeling guilty because she's feeling good after getting the ride.
Slut.
Which is like that bittersweetness, which I love that they go into those wee depthy things. Like they're not letting that slip, that was an important moment in her life,
Yeah.
She and Oz then decide, well, fuck it, we'll just get back at it. And then Buffy arrives, catching him getting hot and heavy. And Buffy looks like utter shit. And as we saw, Buffy faces on again. And Buffy asks Oz and Willow to give her time and space with the Angel, and they fuck off.
Angel's wound looks so sore. But it's one of those ones where it's like, if like, because I'm very tactile, I like want to put my finger in it. When I was watching, I was like, I wonder what it would be like to put your finger in that wound.
No, never a wonder of mine.
Wow, it's a wonder of mine. I love fingering holes.
That's why you're gay.
Willow lets Angel get so far into his little speech before she's like, oh, you mean Buffy?
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of that.
And did you pick up whenever she goes out to Oz? She's like, oh, Angel thought I was Buffy. And he's like, oh, you too, huh?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
thought that was
funny.
quite funny.
That
Because
is-
just imagine Oz like sitting there and Angel doing all the same thing to him.
That'd be a funny scene.
Willow's top, you can only see part of it because she's wearing a hoodie, but it ends in TTY, and it just made me wonder what it said.
Titties.
Thought it'd be funny if it said like slutty or titty on it.
Big titty.
I love that Oz is so genuinely touched by Willow saying it was the best night of her life, because it's nice to see that it means something to the guy too, because stereotypically,
Yeah.
especially with someone who's already not a virgin, it goes to show just how nice and sensitive. Their kiss as well, when he kisses her.
Oh my god!
He makes me so horny just watching him. They're not just smacking their lips though, they're
Yeah.
like full on mouth suction.
Snogging.
Yeah, they're snogging.
Which I think you can do without tongue. Anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to not let your tongue come out if you're a good kisser, but
But you're not. So Buffy enters the room with Angel, and I was just like, he just looks so handsome and warm. Like the start of like a steam room porno.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously just been sprayed down with a wee mist.
How do you know what a steam room porno looks like?
Because I've googled steam room pornos before.
Gay ones?
What other ones are there? Angel seems to have accepted like he's dying, and he's just doing it with such like poise and grace. But Buffy wants to cure him, and she offers him to drink her.
Drink me.
It's about time!
She explains that the blood of the Slayer is the only cure, and Angel's like, Faith? And she's like, nah.
I know, I love how he so quickly, he was like, what about Faith? I could drink her, no problem, but you I would struggle with.
Yeah, I thought that was quite funny. And she's like, nah, she fucked off. And she kept offering him a drink, and then she just smacks him. As she punches him for the third time, Vamp Face comes out, and then she shoves his face into her neck. He begins to drink her blood, which I was like,
Sucks her dry.
sucks her dry. And it goes on for ages. And the camera was doing this little swing kind of 180 thing that I actually quite liked because it
Yeah.
was new. It felt like it was on a dolly or something going around like this. It was cool.
And there was that kind of slow motion bit as well.
Yeah.
As they fall.
As they fell, yeah, I thought that was really good. And the way she crushes the can as well, I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. I just thought all of that was actually like, it could have veered on the edge of a bit hammy and a bit OTT, but I actually thought like, nah, that was a big moment. Like he's drinking her blood. That's a huge like, that deserves
Yeah.
all the sweepy panning motions. I bet it took fucking ages to film that one scene too. And it looks like she kind of accepts death when he slobbers all over and then he's able to stop himself. Feeling better, he gets up to look at Buffy and sees that she is passed out.
He's like, oopsie.
You alright?
You okay? Oh my
Oh
god.
my God, I'm stuck.
Guys always pass out after I suck them dry. I do love that this, if you remember back to Amends, is a culmination of like when the first said, sooner or later you will drink her.
Sooner or later, you will drink her.
I'll never hurt her.
You were born to hurt her. Have you learned nothing?
I just thought that was, I like that little
Prophecy kind of vibe.
kind of callback thing. I love Buffy just digging the fuck out of Angel until he vamps out. I also just don't understand why she can't let him die. Like, why she thinks he's so important. Like, is it because she loves him or does she genuinely... She's never really talked about how she genuinely thinks he can make a difference. The only thing that she's ever really expressed him being around for is because she can't exist without him. So I just thought it was... I was confused on the motives why. Not that this is what they're trying to make you think, but the slow-mo fall, the score... him in between her legs, it's all a big sex metaphor. Like this is basically as close to sex as they can kind of get, and this is almost in some ways even further than sex because this is the forbidden fruit. You know, a Slayer's blood is, as we'll find out, an aphrodisiac. And it smashes at the climax. I thought it was all done really well. I love that overhead shot of Buffy's face starting on her eye as the piano's doing like a little tinkly thing. She's like lying there while Ian's like...
Dick pig, over here pig.
Take it!
Being sick, is he?
And then he's like, oh my god, you okay? Oh my god, did I drink you too much? Oh my god.
God.
Oh. But yeah, that's all I've got for that scene.
That's us. The break, you.
Oh,
Take it! Blah, blah, blah.
I did think that when I was watching it was a very quick first act
But it's a lot of showing and not telling.
stuff.
But it's a lot of like action, not a lot of plot. So there's not really much.
We open the second act with Angel rushing into hospital being like, oh my god, help, she needs blood, oh my god. And I love all the medical lingo talk just because I love shows, you know, like Grey's Anatomy and Casualty and Holby City. And I just love the sound of like medical words because when they're like start her on 2 lines of Ringer's lactate and check her before she goes into hypovolemic shock. And I'm like, oh, hypovolemic shock, oh my god.
My God, I'm lactating.
Check her for Ringer's lactating. That's what he says. I'm like, fuck mayonnaise, oh my god. The doctor asks Angel if they have been taking drugs because he sees Angel like rage smash the door handle off.
Are you on drugs?
I love Angel's jumper that he's wearing. I just got distracted by it for a wee minute because
Didn't notice.
it's just like a nice woolen jumper, but it's got like more, like a bigger hole where like the arm is. It's quite fashionable for him. It's probably like fucking Gucci or Versace or something. The doctor tells Angel to wait outside. Angel goes to use the payphone, and we get more of this camera movement that you were talking about from the cold open, where as Angel goes to use the payphone, the camera pans around him, and we see it go into another room where a doctor is talking to the mirror. And a doctor tells him that the bones can be set, the kidney can be repaired, but the head trauma was too severe. It's a wonder she's even alive from the blood loss. There's almost no chance she'll ever regain consciousness. And Faith is lying there all like busted to pieces basically. And the mirror touches her face and he's like, "It's your day." Like, you've known her 3 weeks. Calm down.
I agree.
One thing about his acting is that like I never doubt his sincerity.
It's never dropped.
Regardless of how weird it is.
Yeah.
My ADHD is going mental. Can you fix that little yellow strand that's like attached to your beard or something?
Which one? That one?
Yeah. Oh, thank fuck. That nearly made me Don't do it, I can't cope with it. The nurse comes in and she tells the doctor there's another young girl here with severe blood loss. The doctor wants you to help with an antecubital cut down. At that moment, the doctor looks right into the camera.
Didn't notice.
There's a couple of moments where the doctor's literally just like... It's like someone's dad was coming to set that day and they're like, "Here, can he have a part in this?"
Straight down the
It's
camera
brilliant.
every time.
So the mayor overhears this and he danders into Buffy's room and he's dandering very like Michael Myers or something. You know, it's like that slow, kind of scary. Like,
Nope.
Scary, not sexy.
Porno
sorry.
walk.
And the mayor puts his hand over Buffy's face to suffocate her. And I'm like, oh, size of his hand? Fuck.
You're a creep.
I'm like, suffocate the fuck out of me, Jesus Christ. Because he covers her nose and her mouth with his hand. I just thought it was like...
Yeah, but she's tiny. She's like 5'1".
I know, she's a little pea head. And the nurse is like, "Oh my God, sir, no." She's so melodramatic. I love this.
Yeah, she was quite OTT. Like, sir,
But it was
sir, and all.
brilliant.
I'd still call someone sir.
Sir.
Sir, please don't choke out.
Oh my God, sir.
Please don't. Oh my gosh.
She definitely says "oh my God" in a funny way because I've spelt God differently. So I'm like, she must have said it like, "Oh my God."
Oh my God. Sir, no.
"Oh my God, sir."
Somebody call security.
Angel pulls him off. Woo.
Woo.
And the mayor calls Buffy a murderous little fiend, which I just thought was such a great little thing.
Irony.
And isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
He says like, look what she's done to my faith. And he's like, "Well, I wasn't planning on crying over that mental bitch." And then the mayor's like, "Well, if I were you, I'd get set for a world of pain. Misery loves company, young man, and I'm willing to share that with you and your whore."
You and your whore.
And I'm like, "Oh, did you see a picture of me? Oh my God." And Angel chucks him across the room, smashing a window. And I love that the mayor gets up and he's like, "Ha ha ha," like, it's all good. Telling Angel that he doesn't want to miss the second act. There's all kinds of excitement going to be happening. Oh my God. I'm like, this is the second act. Nothing great's happened so far. "Oh my God, sir." The Scoobies arrive and are surprised to see Angel feeling better. They're like, "How the fuck did you get better? Like, last time we left, you were
Dead.
dying of vampire leukemia. Vampemia."
Vampemia, yeah. Vampemia.
And Angel tells him that Buffy cured him. And he's like, she made me. And Giles is like, "You fed off her." And Giles is so serious here. But I went to the script here because I wanted to kind of... I've only started doing this recently. I want to see if the acting matches the motivations or like what the motivations really are. And the script says that Angel is ashamed, but he's trying to not weasel out of it. And I just thought, well, that's exactly what he conveyed. But I feel like that would be really actually hard to act. They're all a bit miffed. Giles is absolutely fucking raging. He scolds Angel. He tells him to go home because the sun will be up soon. I can understand their anger towards him because they're worried about Buffy. But at the same time, I'm like, if this was an option, why didn't Buffy just do it at the start? And then Angel could have been better so much quicker.
Doesn't make for as good a TV show, Tony, you know what I mean?
That's true. It's fucking true. Then we cut to a dream. Buffy and Faith's dream. I Well, first of all, oh my God, this dream is so good. There's so much to it, and I'm really excited to get into it after I tell you what the dream is, because it's the kind of thing I think that you'll love, when there's like prophetic-y things and
Oh, right, okay.
all that kind of stuff. Which you won't know, obviously, as the first-time watcher, but you will know the parts that, I know that you know the parts that are prophecies too, but so when I explain it, I think it'll be quite exciting for you to see. So first of all, it's scored by Christoph Beck, and this score is called Little Miss Muffet, and it's just faggots kiss. So the dream is in Faith's apartment, and we see that there's all these things boxed up. Faith appears to be speaking in riddles, and she talks about this cat that's sitting on the bed, like who's going to look after her now, and then we see the cat like flick in and out, and it's like Faith lying in her bed. Faith tells Buffy that it's like scar tissue and it all fades. She tells Buffy that human weakness never goes away, even his, when she's talking about the mayor. They kind of make a joke or a reference that they don't know whose mind it is. Faith tells Buffy that she can't use all of this stuff and to take what she needs. And she touches Buffy and Buffy wakes up. Well, she says so many amazing things, but I love this. So my interpretation is that this is a shared dream. This is like their Slayer consciousness. And I love that, like, even though they've been enemies up to a point, they still share this like metaphysical connection, which I just love. And it's something that, like, the Slayer line being split into two since Buffy's death, and Faith kind of telling Buffy, well, I've got all of this stuff that I don't need. Talking about, like, maybe it's like, it might be energy, it could be knowledge, or it could be whatever. At this point, I believe it to be the knowledge of how Buffy obviously can, defeat the mayor. Behind Faith, when she's talking, is a big painting of a snake that has a man's head on it.
Oh,
I thought was
never noticed
interesting.
that.
Faith is standing, looking out the window, looking towards the dawn.
Mom!
And then Buffy's like, oh my God, you're speaking in riddles. And she says, miles to go, Little Miss Muffet counting down from 730.
Beware! Beware!
Spoiler ahead!
Maybe put your fingers in your ears and
Don't listen!
So 730 is 730 days. And in 730 days, that's when Buffy dies in season 5.
No way. That's really cool. That's very cool.
I love all of that stuff. It's so good. And like Little Miss Muffet is a reference to Dawn, and there's a part in where a crazy person calls Dawn Curds and Whey.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's like it's yeah, which I just thought was brilliant. Very, very. Obviously, you don't get it. It just feels like a crazy prophetic dream when you're watching. But I knew because you know some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Buffy wakes up. Well, I like that Faith tells Buffy, take what you need, and then Buffy wakes up. And because Buffy and Faith are sharing the same ward, because there's been massive cuts to the NHS, she goes and kisses her on the head.
Lesbian!
I just love that because I see that as being like, that's like a thank you. She's thanking her for like whatever it is she's just done for her. And it just reinforces that no matter what happens between them, they have a bond that is just no one else will ever understand.
Yeah.
Except Kendra, but she did.
She did.
As Buffy is doing that, the music changes, the score changes. It becomes this kind of almost like very cinematic, like on war undertone, dun, 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 like kind of thing. Buffy's back in her leathers, and I'm like, imagine having to put on your clothes that you went into hospital in, that you'd just been fighting in, and then you had just been drained of all your blood in. They would be
rank,
rotten.
Yep, stinking.
Fucking Sardo starter.
Sardo starter is awful.
Buffy goes and meets the gang in the waiting room, and she tells them to get Angel, get everybody, because she's ready. And Jan's like, you're being mental check. Are you sure you're okay? She's like, yeah, I'm ready. And Will's like, what are you ready for? Buffy's like, war.
Ready to rumble. Let's get ready. Let's get ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready for love? Oh, you kind of look like Elton John with your glasses.
I get told that often.
My mum looks like Elton John. Sorry, she hates when people say that.
People.
Is it still me?
I'm not too sure.
Or is it you? It's you.
Oh, is that us? All right, okay.
Yeah.
We open on empty chairs in the school quad. You said the school quad words there. That we
Oh, yeah, the fountain quad.
The fountain quad, yeah. With Snyder packing up the certificates into a box, looking a tad frightened and uncertain, which is not like Schneider. And then we cross-fade to Buffy looking older, having just told them the plan. I don't know why I thought she looked older, but she did look older. There we go. Everybody thinks it's a mad plan, but will help. Cordelia is slobbering, but ultimately is up for helping them out as well.
I also love that we don't know what the plan is.
Yeah, I like that too. I like it when we're behind them.
Oh, you.
She says Xander is key due to his military training and getting into the base, which I was like, oh yeah, remember that? Buffy explains that his humanity is his weakness, and Cordy mentions like the germs, like maybe we should get a box of Ebola and throw it at him or something. And Angel eventually says Faith is the weak link, and Wesley comes in saying they haven't got loads of time. Buffy gives him the cold shoulder, but Wesley just wants to help. Buffy mentions that there's chores for everybody, and then we transition to the mayor.
I love the kind of creepy, ominous setting up of graduation, because obviously graduation is meant to be this incredibly celebratory time, but I love how they have it all framed as this like
Yeah.
crazy, creepy thing that's going to happen. I love that. I love not knowing what Buffy's plan is, and I didn't realize while I was watching this, but the music and the idea of not knowing what the plan is really mirrored in the season 7 finale as well,
Right, okay.
which ironically they have to go back to the school to do. So I'd never thought about that before, and maybe it's not intentional at all. It could just be a generic war theme, generic plan trope. But I really actually, on rewatching it, thinking about it, I kind of enjoyed that. I love here that Cordelia has got Buffy's back. Like, no matter what, like...
She always has. Like, throughout the whole series, like, she never really... She's a dick, but she's always... Remember, she, like, took Buffy home that time and all, like... She always kind of has had Buffy's back, I think. As a woman, there's this sort of feminine thing there.
I mean, it would be great if she just did in between times be like, sorry, you don't have a life, or you're never going to amount to anything.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice if she just was like...
Wasn't a cunt the whole time.
I like seeing that Xander has got some sort of key role here, because especially after with like the Zeppo and feeling useless and everything, that kind of comes back into play. This is his graduation in many ways in terms of like from being the useless one. I like when Buffy says, Faith told me to play on his human weakness, and Willow's like, was that before or after you put her in the coma? And Buffy's like, after. And Willow's like, huh?
Why?
But Cordelia does, I think, have some of the best lines here when she's like, I know, we get a canister of Ebola virus, and she's like, it doesn't even have to be real. We could just get a box that says Ebola on it and chase him with the box. It's just that she delivered it so well. Like, the comedy timing is really, really... See, after watching this episode, I was like, I'm going to start watching Angel.
Of course you are.
And then I love when Wesley comes in, that she's just like, that's so classy. Isn't he just so classy?
Classy.
Classy. Isn't he just so classy? And he turns into Liza Minnelli.
The mayor's walking everyone through everything, ultimately, on the plan he has been working on, heck, for 100 years. And he does like we laugh with his casual, jolly jovialness, as always. He says he needs the vamps to stop them running away, but Dopey Vamp asks, the sun?
But sir, the sun!
At which point we transition to Wesley explaining that an eclipse has been prophesized, and Xander acting like a child about being the key guy over Angel.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good. Then we transition back to the mayor chatting about coming up from the sewer. He mentions no snacking. That's important. No snacking. Buffy then cuts in asking about how, because there's a lot of this transitioning between the two people planning. Buffy then cuts in asking about how to get a volcano up and running. Of course, Professor Willow knows how to sort that out. Giles is asked to get weapons. It's all very fast paced, back and forth. Back to the mayor explaining it will be a whole new world by nightfall.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Oh, and it ends with the mayor saying, and boys,
Let's watch the swearing.
I love the cross montage of the mayor and Buffy's plan. I just think it's like, it's also reiterating again, I think, how much like the mayor just thinks he's in the right for the things that he's doing. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoy that vampire being like, but they're the sun.
No, it's so annoying.
And then Wesley talking about the eclipse as well. I'm like, people know when eclipses are going to come.
Yeah, it would be. I'll get to the eclipse when we get to the eclipse. That's my only issue.
Okay. But either way, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of in. I was kind of into it. But I like that we get some classic Angel Xander banter, because knowing that Angel's leaving, I think it was nice to return to like season 1 form, because it's harmless.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's not like the sort of like, well, fuck you. Buffy's changed from red leather to black leather, and I was like, try saying that 5 times. Red leather, black leather, red leather, black leather, red leather, black leather. I like that the mayor says, I see blood in your lips and it's a visit to the woodshed for you boys. Because he's such like a Sunday school teacher with like how he speaks. It's so funny.
I
And
agree.
yeah, that line of him saying, like, let's watch the swearing.
So we cut back to the corridor of the school, and Xander asked us that cheeky bitch. Can't remember her name. Harmony. Then we cut to Willow grabbing Percy for a quick chat, and then we cut to Cordelia and Wesley feeling tense. There's a bit of tension in the room with them too. Wesley is chatting about going back to England, as there is no place for him here. There's no reason for him to be there, and they get close, and then he takes off his glasses, and they eventually kiss, and it's a terrible, nearly as bad as Buffy and Angel kissing. And then they go for another one, and it's bad again, and then she just says, "Good luck in England," and then that's all we got from that little part there. That properly made me laugh. That was all that tension, and it was terrible.
Because you don't think it felt so real to sometimes how things are in real life when that tension builds.
Yeah, and you kiss, and you're like, oh.
And there's also nothing worse than someone who just is a bad kisser. I mean, it's never happened to me personally because I'm a great kisser, but
I'm convinced you're a terrible kisser.
No. I will ask for voice notes from people to put in this episode to confirm that I'm a good I'll actually do that to confirm I'm a good kisser.
I think you're a terrible kisser.
I love kissing.
So because David made me feel insecure about the way I kiss, I thought I would reach out to one of the last people that I've kissed to ask them for their feedback. And here is the response. It's on screen, but for those of you who are listening only, it says, Hey, hope you're doing well. Good to hear from you. Happy to share. I mean, I think you're a great kisser. I remember it was one of the things I discovered about you when we met. Passionate, and you like to savor the moment. Hope that helps. Smiley face. So, there you go, David.
We cut to the trolley being filled with cement or something by Larry and the wee tiny dude.
Cement.
Don't know if it's
Jonathan.
And Oz and Willow have been chatting about being nervous.
Only in a terrified way.
Oz is surprised by his own certainty. And then they have a wee smooch, and looks like they're going to have a wee buck.
The buck in the van?
Yeah, in the back of the van.
Willow went from being grade A geek to being grade A slag.
And then that's it. We cut to a break there.
I love
Lamp.
I love Lamp. I love Lamp.
Way to go, David!
Good job, David.
That's so good.
I love seeing like Xander going and talking to Kadar. Xander going and talking to Cordelia. Xander, he's not even talking to Cordelia. He's talking to Harmony. But I love he's like, can I have a word with you? And she's like, what, like in public?
Yeah. I like she's still
so
being
funny.
a mean bitch.
And then we have Willow going to Percy, and Percy's like, do I look stupid? Like tell me if I look stupid. I'm like, you're literally like the sexiest person on the fucking planet. Like, Willow's like, no, you're actually right. And by the way, I'm a slag now, so do you want to go fuck? The Wesley Cordelia scene, I love this. Like I said, like we briefly mentioned, I did look up some stuff about Wesley to kind of find out the age and whatnot. So he's 22.
No, he isn't.
I know, but he's meant to be 22 and she's 18. But I guess to be fair, if we were to judge the men by the way we judge the women's standards, he could be 22.
Fair.
And we can talk about our unconscious bias of, but you know. Cordelia's dressed like Jackie Kennedy for some reason. I love when it was like, no place maybe where I'm needed, and she's like, needed. He's like, or maybe to be wanted. It's so funny and like melodramatic, like this scene. I love it. And the kiss is so bad, obviously on purpose, but I just can't fathom how to even do a kiss that bad. I actually love after the first one, Cordelia's got his hand on his neck and she kind of like she just like laughs at the end of it. And I love that she's like, good luck in England.
Yeah, it was very funny.
When I was first watching this, I did not clock, maybe because I was young and didn't understand, I did not clock what the plan was. I didn't really hear the part about you like, oh, we're trying to fake a volcano or whatever. So I was genuinely surprised the first time I watched it that they blew up the library. But now when you watch it, it's so very obvious what the plan, or maybe not actually.
I didn't find it obvious. I didn't know.
I wondered if you did because you mentioned the volcano thing, so I thought, oh, he must know. And that's what you're saying when you were saying about Larry and Jonathan loading the trolley of like cement or whatever. Like I zoomed in to see what it was, and it was sulfate ammonia.
Oh, okay.
But I love that we see like Larry and Jonathan doing this because I feel like, well, it's lovely to see Jonathan do stuff a lot in this episode when we see him later, like diving headfirst into the. I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is the effect of having someone like Buffy save your life, is that it completely changes your life.
What?
But also having Larry be like helping them out after him being like the school bully. I just think this episode is so. I feel like I'm getting emotional talking about it. It's just so good for like these small characters. It's doing like big full circle moments with them. It was brilliant.
Agreed.
Especially because in the Wish verse, he was. Oh my god, my titties falling out of graduation.
He was in the Scoobs.
Yeah, he was the one of the white hats or the Scoobs. Yeah. So Oz and Willow bucking in that van. I'm like, you need a fucking tetanus jab after that. And I guess Willow, once you've had that werewolf dick, you just never go back.
No.
Well, obviously she does. We know she does. Once you've had that werewolf dick, you turn into a lesbian. Yeah, once you have that werewolf dick, you never go back. Except you do.
Yeah, till you get that vampire puss.
Lesbian labia.
Lisping Letha.
Cut to Buffy chatting to Angel in the office. Sorry, it's a bit awkward. And as they chat, Angel says that he's not going to say goodbye and that he'll just leave. And it leaves Buffy looking fucking devastated. I'm like, well, don't tell her you're not going to say goodbye. Just don't say anything.
Like, yeah. I mean, I'm like, why? Buffy went through. Well, first of all, I'm like, I don't think she deserved it. But also, she starts off by being off with him. I'm like, with everything you've just went through and you're still going to be off with him. Like, girl, you know he's leaving. Just suck it up and be friendly for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, I just think that thing about Angel not saying goodbye, I understand why, but I'm like, what a dickhead.
Yeah, don't tell her. Just don't say goodbye. That's like going like, hey, everybody, I'm going off Instagram now. It's like, you don't need to tell us. Just fuck off.
Yeah, this isn't an airport. You don't need to announce your departure.
Very good.
I didn't make that up, but I love when people do that.
I quite liked in this scene that she says, like, talk to the hand because the face ain't listen.
Oh yeah, I love that when it's like she's trying to like move something with her mind.
Yeah, and then he leaves, and I just wrote here, she just doesn't get a fucking break in this TV show.
She really doesn't. Poor thing.
But I do appreciate that he isn't leading her on, and Buffy takes out that big ass bloody knife and starts unwrapping it, which I thought was class. Anything to say before I move on to the next scene?
Just when her eyes are full of tears, like just looking at her could make me cry. Like, I don't know if you felt this when you were watching this episode, but I felt very aware. But it might be, again, because I've seen it loads before and I'm watching it now with a different set of eyes for this podcast. But this episode felt different. Like, I feel like I felt that things were everyone was being not forced into growing up or something.
No, I didn't get that much, sorry.
Fuck you!
But I think it's probably just a mixture of like trying to watch it with new eyes mixed with my nostalgia eyes.
We cut to the graduation, finally.
Ba, 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 ba,
I didn't know what the song was there for a minute there.
Ba, 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 ba.
Very good. We get a gorgeous wee heartwarming speech from Snyder.
Congratulations to the class of 1999. You all proved more or less adequate.
Which I think at one point I assume you're going to fill in some of the gaps for me. And he tells him to spit out the chewing gum at one point. And then he introduces the mayor. The mayor's talking about the centennial. And I was like, I actually wrote, this is a decent speech. And then it cuts to Buffy, which is great, obviously perfect time. And it cuts to Buffy dumbfounded. She's like,
my God.
You know what, kids?
He's going to do the entire speech.
Maybe the
Man, just ascend already.
and I actually laughed out loud at that bit because I genuinely was just thinking, is he going to give a normal speech?
Yeah.
And his speech is about change and ascension, and then he looks up as an eclipse happens, and I'm like, everybody would be talking about the eclipse on your graduation day. You'd be all like, have the wee glasses ready and all. Anyway, he flinches and tries to continue speaking but can't, and then he screams and he equips that it may be arriving sooner. And he transforms into a fucking massively giant, massive monster. And then we cut to black. And
one thing I'm not going to do, but maybe I'm doing it by mentioning it already, is that I'm not going to talk about the CGI.
No, me neither.
Because I was so in it, regardless of it, that I just felt like, okay, I don't think this needs to be talked about. Especially after watching that, I watched, and I put it in one of our episodes, it was behind the scenes of when the special effects creators on Buffy, and they never used a lot of CGI before. And this was like their big challenge, as they knew it was coming all season, and they worked really hard on it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna shit all over.
I actually
like,
didn't
their
mind it.
hard.
I didn't think it was that big a deal. Like, it was a TV show in the late 90s using CGI. It's not going to look like fucking Harry Potter.
I'm definitely petitioning for VFX Artists React to, like, I'm going to tag them in a bunch of stuff that we've talked about to see if I could get them to do it, because I think with Buffy being back in the zeitgeist, they would maybe do it. Not for me, but for the show. Snyder, his speech that you said, he says, all of you prove to be more or less adequate. He's like, this is a time of celebration, so sit still and be quiet.
That is so funny.
I thought it was brilliant. Willow and Oz are late. Buffy's like, why do you smell like spunk?
No worse smell.
Imagine going straight from having sex to your graduation. You would smell.
I did.
Especially the way Oz is definitely fucking jackhammering the absolute life out of her. You can just tell his wee holes going like a clappers.
I hate that you moved. I hate that you moved.
Unless she knows the spell to like suck her sweat back up, but Jesus fucking Christ. See, when we get a POV of the mirror, I'll put this shot in for people to see, but if you look closely at the crowd, Sarah Michelle Gellar is laughing. She like laughs at something, she like covers her face, and Alison Hannigan like points to her.
Oh, I never noticed
I just thought it was a nice wee outtake that it's so small, but when you zoom in, you can really, really see it. So I'll put it in here. I thought that was quite cute. And yeah, when Willow says, responds to Buffy saying he's going to do the whole speech, and she's like, man, just ascend already. Which I thought was brilliant. I like that we also have to sit through the awkwardness as well, like the tension that is building. Like we don't know. It's like, is it going to happen? When's it going to happen?
Yep.
We don't know how much of the mayor's speech we're going to get. It really was, when I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, when is it going to happen? And then as soon as that eclipse comes, the mayor's IBS kicks in.
Oh, we've all been there.
He's literally like, oh, he's got the Manjaro farts. He's like, oh, do I push that one or do I not?
Because I'm a pusher.
I'm just like, could you imagine if that was our school and so as teachers started doing that, you'd be like, what the fuck's he fucking doing? What the fuck? But they're all just sitting there being like, yeah, he's shitting himself on stage. It makes me wonder if Buffy's like, so the mayor's going to turn into like a big, ginormous snake, and he's going to have like cramps and stuff first, so just act normal and sit through it. And then the mayor turns into that big fucking mad snake demon, and the students are like, what the fuck am I going?
That was a long one.
My God. So, back at the school, everyone's freaking the fuck out that the mayor's turned into a big fucking mad giant snake, except for the students who are all just still sitting in their seats. The parents are all like clambering over one another to get away, and we see the vampires blocking off like the students and some parents from being able to get out. Mm-hmm. The students look kind of steely gazed, which I really like, and that's when Buffy shouts, "Now!" And they all like whip off their graduation gowns to reveal weapons galore. I was going to have like ladles and stuff around my neck, but I just thought it was going to be too much work.
That would be hilarious. I appreciate the thought. That would have been fun as fuck.
I know. I just was like, oh, I can't find anything to put them on with. And I know you'll be like, why is your shirt all lumpy? And then I'd have to ruin the joke. But I should have actually just done it when I went to the kitchen to refill my drink. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Shoulda, woulda, coulda are the last words of a fool. So the students whip off their gowns to reveal weapons galore, and I love that the weapons are all like medieval combat-y weapons, because it just is really like grounding or something, you know, that they're not like let's make a laser that can shoot the demon or whatever. But I love that we have flamethrowers, like real legit flamethrowers, and we see that Larry's got a flamethrower and he looks fucking badass, and I'm like, yes, Larry, get it.
That must have been so fun to film.
Yeah, there's actually some behind the scenes stuff that I'll share in the episode as well that looks so good. This is where we see Xander kind of come into his own, because he calls out like first wave fire, like he's some big like army commander, which I just thought was really cool. And I also love that everyone, students are all in on it together, you know, and that they haven't ran away and they've chose to like they trust Buffy. That's the thing that I take away from it. Like, I just love it so much.
Well, it's following on from last episode where they know that she's helping them, so like they get to help her. I think I quite like that full circle of like, well, everyone knows something fucked up happening, so let's not pretend and let's all fucking help. I liked it. I thought it was
that's it. I love the deeper metaphor of like what Buffy is really about, which is like, especially season 1, 2, and 3. It's surviving high school with the demons as, you know, like, what's that? What do you call that word?
Your bullies and your...
As a lot of like representations of things that you face in real life, and that the message in the end is like, we can get through this together. I just think it's like, it's so good. And I remember when I first watched it being like, oh my God, this is class. Like the music and everything as well. Like it's so like war like, and it's just not what I expected, which is, I think, really hard. It's very hard to do nowadays. So, especially when I was younger, I thought it was absolutely mental. Oh my God. Willow's got a big mad harpoon gun, which I just think is cool. The mirror starts eating students galore, and some of them now are trying to run away, and the vampires are there to kind of block them. But I love that the vampires have just not listened to the mirror, and they're full on just like starting to eat people anyway. Xander calls for the bowmen, and they start shooting flaming arrows at the vamps, and they kill a bunch of them, which I just thought was really good. Like we see Oz, like it was brilliant. Buffy tells the students to fall back, and we see a group of students plus Wesley, Percy, and Angel who have come up behind the vampires, and they're now blocking them from escaping. So I'm just like,
this is great.
But when I think about the planning of this, I'm like, Buffy is smart. She knew this is like what the mirror was going to do, and they've thought this all through. It was just brilliant. And I love that instantly Wesley gets clotheslined and he's like out of the fight.
I love that too. That was so good because that was so like good. That was believable.
You know, I did that one time in my garden when I was, I forgot I put my like washing line across, and then one time in the night I was going to my shed and I forgot, and I literally clotheslined myself on it. It was so funny.
You stupid bitch.
Wee Larry's flamethrower stops working, and as he stops to get a spear, the mirror's big snake tail swipes him off his feet, and he flies through the air and lands with a big old snap.
Poor Larry.
R.I.P. Larzo. Well, I love that he totally landed like an expert bottom with his wee arched back and everything. He's like, and then, of course, we see Snyder being like, this is unacceptable. And the mirror just fucking eats him.
And when I say I want quiet, I mean...
Which I just think is a great culmination of Snyder's storyline.
Yep.
Getting eaten by the authority that you've absolutely tried to uphold, like their patriarchal regime. Love it. Buffy tells Willow and the students to go. Xander commands everyone to break down to hand-in-hand combat, and we get this big swell of music as the kids ram into all the vampires. But I love that we get that line from the vampires first, like, let's get the kids!
I didn't hear that. I missed that one.
They're literally just like hired the worst extra actors at the minute. They're like, we've got $5 in the sandwich. Like, do you think you could do this? Like, let's get the kids! Fuck! So good. Sorry if you're that actor and you happen to be watching this podcast. If you want to do an interview, let us know. Anyway. So looking closer at the crowd, you can see Oz thumping the fuck out of a vampire who tries to grab Willow, which I thought was really cute. We see Harmony get bitten by a vampire while she's screaming. And I just think that comedy screaming is so good. It's like, ah!
Yeah, but she was like shaking her wee hands and all. On the air. It was very funny the way it was done.
And wee Jonathan is full of beans and he fully launches himself like into the vampires. I love it.
Same.
He's our strong masculine king. Xander's like, Jason and Doug, you guys are the right flank.
That was funny.
I just love that moment. It was, and getting to see Cordy stake a vampire.
Yeah, she did it like a slayer. There's like an alternative world where she is a slayer or something.
There actually is.
No. Oh,
and
serious?
It just came out in audiobook form, and like the actors from Buffy did the voices where she's a slayer. So Buffy gets Mary McSnakerson's attention. She's like, hey! Which, it's so funny because that's exactly the way she does it.
My teeth are all purple now. You took my line. But yeah, that was sorry.
Sometimes I get scared of shouting on here because of like Dave's going to be like, why did you do that right in my ear? But
it makes you laugh. No, it always makes you laugh.
Hey! Hey! So yeah, Buffy screams and gets the attention of the mirror. And she's like, remember this knife that I stabbed the fuck out of Faith with? Remember your wee girl you used to love? I love that Buffy's so antagonistic in this part, and she's like, just slid in her like it was butter.
Yeah, it was really dark.
You want to get it back from me? Dick.
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 That was great. I like a good the wee cuss word that gets dropped in there whenever it's a wee.
And also because he's a giant snake, so
Yeah,
it looks like
yeah.
a big dick.
I got it. I liked it. I thought it was.
And because his name is Richard, and Dick is
That's
short
when
for
I
Richard.
got that too. I got it good. I got it.
You get everything? Fuck me, you're smart as fuck. Mary McSnickerson starts chasing Buffy through the school, and she's running through doors, and he's just fucking like smashing through the walls, which I thought was smart
Yeah.
to just have him be like,
Yeah,
sorry, that was right in the microphone.
wasn't.
I also love that we've got like a GoPro on his like fake perspective of like chasing her.
Yes,
I just thought that was also smart camera.
I thought all
direction.
the
I thought
camera
that was
work was
great.
great in this. Yeah,
Very, very good. Big Josso knows what he's doing. Although nowadays I'm like, I don't really actually, I mean, I rate directors, but I also like,
that's like director
after watching, like,
photography stuff though. That would be like I think that's like
and actual cameramen.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
See, when I was looking at Stranger Things, like the main cameraman, he was also a dancer, so he would choreograph how he would move
Oh, serious? That's so
with the
smart.
camera, which I just thought it was like really really, really fascinating. So massive shout out to the camera crew. But anyway, we'll get to them at the end. Yeah, so Buffy runs through the school. She runs through the library, closely followed by Mary McSnickerson, and she jumps over the back balcony part, through the stacks, and bursts out the glass window at the back. I was like, why didn't they just like open that window or pre-smash it?
Yeah,
but whatever.
more dramatic.
Yeah. So she smashes out that window at the back just as the mayor makes it into the library, and he sees that there's like these big diesel fuel drums and all that sulfate science bomb explosion-y stuff, and the mayor's like, well, gosh. And Giles pushes down the detonator and it's like,
Big ass explosion. Really loved hearing the mayor's voice in that weird
voice. Yeah.
voiceover, like demon voice. Like, oh gosh, I
Yeah.
thought it was it made me laugh so much. Thought the explosion was really good.
It's like, so it turned out the demon that the mayor was turning into was Shervicon. Well, gosh. Well, gosh. I know what that clip's going to be. Wagon will want to see. The school explodes. The explosion looks class. And I love that effect because, you know, it was a practical explosion.
Looked like it.
Like they did a controlled explosion in the area, and it actually like it burst through windows and stuff and set off car alarms that they were never invited back to film in
Oh,
the same
serious?
in that area. And I guess they must have blown up a miniature of like the clock tower
Yeah.
and stuff because it just looked so good. It was like Independence Day level
It was
explosion.
amazing.
I thought
I thought it was amazing. I was like, this is definitely real effects. There's no way this is CGI. It looks too
really,
good.
really good. I love as that explosion goes off, Jonathan kind of heroically grabs Cordelia, and she doesn't like move away or anything. He just like holds her to see that she's safe.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I love that Percy's like watching from the ground. He's obviously been knocked down, and we crossfade into like the fire engines and the ambulances, and that's the end of that explosion part. If you have anything to say about that?
No, I just thought it was so action packed and it was so quick that I kind of appreciated that they found a way of killing the demon and killed it. Do you know what I mean? And
Yep.
didn't like. I really appreciate that with Buffy, you know, quite a lot. That sometimes they put a plan together and they succeed. They don't like hammy it on and like do long death scenes and shit. Do you know what I mean?
And like their easy defeat of the mayor, I mean, easy defeat in this last moment, it doesn't undo any of the narrative tension
No.
that they've built
No.
for seasons, because it's like it took everything that happened with Faith for Buffy to have that shared coma, for Buffy to get the revelation about the mayor.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of that everything happens kind of like in its right time, in its right place,
I
you know.
agree.
And if they'd have done this episode 3, they would have been like, what the fuck's the rest of the season about? Oh my god. So we crossfade now over to the ambulances and the fire engines and all that kind of stuff. We see that Wesley has survived, but he's in a lot of pain. I'm just like, oh, just take him away already. I'm done with her. I don't know if, because Wesley returns in Angel season 1, That's not really a spoiler. I'm sure most people who listen have probably watched Angel. If it's spoiled, then I'm sorry, but go back 30 years in time. The show's been on, so
Yeah,
get a
fair.
grip. And I don't know if they had, maybe mapped out the plan for Wesley already, so that's why they purposely, I'm sure they hadn't. But all of these things really add up to kind of contrast the person he becomes, I guess, which is good.
Oh, really?
But one of the things I wanted to tell you about was whenever Wesley comes into Angel, it's like halfway through Angel season 1, the first thing Cordelia does is go up and kiss him.
No way.
Yeah, because it's like Cordelia gets visions.
Right.
Like she inherits like visions from a half demon, and she got them when he died for her, and he kissed her, so she inherits them. And she's trying to get rid of them, so she's like kissing anyone that
Oh, right,
she
okay,
interacts
that's
with.
very funny.
So it's quite funny.
Well, what a nice... surprise.
Didn't work.
The ambulance man that was loading Wesley
What?
into the truck, sexy as fuck.
Didn't notice.
Mustache, loved him. Give it to me, baby. And Buffy and Xander are just dandering about. And this is one of the things I like about Buffy. And I know I mentioned this maybe in the last episode, and it's not something that you will overly maybe have thought about yet, or might have seemed out of place, but I mentioned Xander being like the heart of the group. And I guess at
did
this
say
point,
that.
it doesn't feel necessarily like that. But they are starting to put Xander in this position where like he helps Buffy come back, like be back to Earth. And it's funny because of how antagonistic he's been maybe over the first 3 seasons. But I really just kind of clocked that, like, he says, he tells her, like, Angel survived. Like, he survived the battle. And he's maybe just left. And he doesn't say anything else bad. And he just leaves her with that. And I just thought it was lovely.
It was.
It's actually really making me so excited for season 4, which I've never been in my life as well. Because I think watching Xander's journey will be so relatable to us, because he's like the one that doesn't go to college and he's really struggling with what he wants to do with his life, and he does in every episode he's almost like has a different job.
Still us.
So yeah, so we are Xander. Giles approaches Buffy and he asks her if she's okay, and she's like, I'm fucking wrecked, to be honest. My boyfriend just sucked me dry and then he left, and I just had to blow up a big mad penis dildo. And she's like, my brain's not working. She's like,
Fire bad, tree pretty.
and I love that Giles has salvaged a diploma.
That was the sweetest thing. It was very sweet.
And it was so sweet. And he's like, I'd say you've deserved this. And I also love that he says, like, well done on a great campaign, because he views her as like a general,
Yeah.
like he respects her as like a warrior or a planner.
A general's
and
a good shout. She's in charge. Like, she planned that whole thing. Definitely general's a good shout. I like the word campaign there. I thought it was a brilliant use of that word. I thought it was like great language.
So Giles goes off to tend Wesley, and Buffy turns around sensing something, and she sees Angel in the distance. And it's this lovely shot I like with the smoke, and they see
Yeah.
each other. And I don't know why they included the shot where they cut from the distance to show you how close they really were, because I was like, it just ruined it for me.
Oh, I didn't notice.
They were like, they really weren't that far apart at all. And I was like, it was funny. But I love that this is a wrap on Buffy and Angel's relationship, and I love that like it started in the shadows and it ends in the shadows, and he just like turns around and walks away. Now, obviously, we know there's a couple of crossover episodes that we'll get into when we're covering season 4.
Yeah.
One of the best episodes in the entire universe as well. But this is such a great coda, like, for their relationship, especially after being like, he's a dick, I can't believe he's just going to leave and not say anything. But then when you watch it, it's like it's executed so
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was great.
so perfectly.
Not melodramatic. It was just all. Yeah, it was great.
And the last little coda is the gang, just being the gang. Oz is like, we survived. He's like, not the battle, but high school. And I love that just brings us back to like the message of what Buffy has really been about. And it's just been about these friends getting through school together. They all take a wee moment and then they dander off. And I loved seeing them all walk off together. I loved that Cordelia was part of the group.
Same.
It all felt really friendly. Everyone's in a great place. And I love that Buffy says, can you just wake me up when it's time for college? Because the irony is the next episode will be right when college
Oh,
starts.
see, all right, okay.
But also that Willow says, it's one of those lines that's like hidden, in the distance as people like walk off. And she's like, why do bad guys even bother coming here anymore?
Yeah, I heard that
Which
too.
I just thought, it's so good.
That's so funny.
And then the camera pans down from them to a half-burnt Sunnydale High yearbook that says Sunnydale 99, the future is ours. I'm not even mad that they all survived. I'm happy they all survived. And seeing them all walk off together, I just think this is like a really cathartic way to end the season, but also this chapter of like of their lives. When you're watching as a kid, you're like, and you haven't finished school yet. It's very exciting to see. You know, I wasn't in like obviously university or anything at that point. I was still like a young kid and being like, my future was still ahead of me, and it was in very many ways like shaped by the things I would see. Like the excitement you get to see people grow up. So I just thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode.
And that is the end of the episode and the end of season 3. Just like that.
It's come and gone. It's actually we've been doing it for about 10 months because obviously we had a break for a few months while I was gone. But I feel like the second half of it is just flown in. I just wanted to ask you, David, if you've got, I didn't want to like prep you with questions and make you think you had like work to do, but I just wanted to ask you your overall thoughts on season 3.
I thought it was great.
Hold on, I forgot I graduated.
No, this season has been the best season for sure. For sure the best season. Like, there wasn't very many poor episodes. They all felt like properly fucking good TV shows. Do you know what I mean? And and the pod's been grand. Like, I know it sounds, I don't mean to, like, it's just part of my routine in life now or something to do the pod. Do you know what I mean? It's not like this big daunting thing. It's just like going to a gig or like doing work, or not like work of going to work, like to work in the mace, but like
no, but I actually really like that you refer to it as work, because I know how much you value the work that you do. So I feel like it's nice for me to, when you talk about it being
a job,
work,
like, because then I treat it like I have to put effort in it and like have to be present, and whereas it was just like it matters. So like I like to put that as much effort as I put in. Isn't that much, but no, but I've like it's been really fun. It's been really great having loads of like extra guests on, and having like we've had a few more guests on this season than we've had maybe before. Walking and like I think we finally figured out our way of doing finally after 3 seasons of how to do the pod, like in a technical point of view. But yeah, no, how are you feeling?
No, I feel brilliant. Like, I feel like, oh God, I feel overly emotional. But like when I was messaging you earlier to say, like, I'm so proud of us for like what we have achieved. Like, we have put out now like 56 like full length episodes. We've amassed nearly 600,000 streams and downloads.
Oh, shit.
We've had like so many guests. We've had actors from the show who have been so generous with their time. We've even got, well, obviously we've got that more continuing into season 4 as well. And the people that listen to us that now become part of our like daily life, like Sarah, like Becoming Buffy, the girls from Becoming Buffy are now like
friends.
Great friends. And like Eric and Ketrin, who are coming to stay with me for a couple of nights. Like, I just edited our interview. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. I just edited our interview that Sarah did of us.
Yeah.
And
cry. Go cry.
And it was so good. And it was so good. When it was happening, I obviously thought it was like, this is great. David is talking a lot, but you said so many great things just about like us being friends, and you like really gave me my flowers, which was nice. But when Sarah was asking about the legacy we want to leave behind, and I was like, I hope this podcast changes someone's life like the way as much as it's changed my life.
It's very sweet. I remember.
My life is completely different. I went and worked in Switzerland, and I'm going back to work in Switzerland, and my life is just mentally in an amazing, I'm in a great headspace. I've learned so much about myself. And I think that's the thing too, where it's like, that's why I feel overly emotional talking about graduation, because I feel like this is also like graduation for
us,
me too, because we have learned and grown, whether that's just in how we deal with the technical side of the podcast, or how we deal with when we have disagreements, or how much we want to be there. This was my experience of Buffy growing up. This is what it meant to me, and being able now to share that not only with you, but like with the people that watch, is just like, is incredible. This is like literally a dream come true for me.
So nice.
So
good.
But yeah, and long may that continue into season
Long
4.
may that continue. Season 4 next week. We'll be straight back into it again. There's no fucking about. We'll have a wee dirty, sexy mix of a guest on next week.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've got
I
Welsh.
can't wait.
What do we call? What are we calling her? Welsh Emma
Welsh
London.
Emma London, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
You thought it was bad when Tony was flirting with the porn star? Oh, wait until I get a fellow Celt woman on this podcast.
Gareth sent me a message last week, and he was like, "Dude, I just want you to know, like, I think you're literally like one of the funniest people I've ever like talked to in my entire life." I'm like, like, thank God David wasn't on that episode, or he'd be messaging you. But I'm just like, I mean, obviously we've talked a lot about our experiences and how we've grown, but none of that would at all be possible without the people that listen to the podcast.
Of course not.
Like, you guys have really informed the shaping of this experience for us, and knowing that people genuinely want to hear the episodes. Even having people last week when we had that disaster of the recording, you know,
be so understanding.
Knowing, I feel like people know me.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, I know there's a parasocial element there, but I've always tried to really
But to be fair,
interact
Tony,
authentically with people.
You don't, what you see with Tony on camera and what I see of Tony off camera is not different, except slightly more. So it's like slightly more sexist. So it's like you do show yourself, your complete self on the pod. So I think like people know your intention. Do you know what I mean? There's no bullshit. But no, yeah. So thanks to everybody who's been listening and streaming and downloading and liking and subscribing and leaving reviews. Like everything, it's been so helpful. Again, we're not going anywhere. We're back next week. Like we're not taking a break.
We're literally back next week, but I think it's so important just for us to reference. What's the thing that they do at the end of like graduation, where they throw their hats up or whatever?
Oh my god.
Aria, pick that up. But yeah, I just wanted to do a couple of full-time goodbyes.
Yeah.
We're saying goodbye to Armin Shimmerman, who played Principal Snyder, and what an incredible character.
He was so good.
So brilliant. What a brilliant actor. I think that's one of the things we've talked about. We've talked about liking him loads, but we've never really just actually dug into the fact that, like, what an incredible actor. Also played Quark on Deep Space Nine. Another iconic, like, he's an incredible character actor, and I've read interviews where he said, like, he would come back to Buffy in a heartbeat because the fans he's just absolutely loved. The same with Harry Groener, who played the mayor. He said his wife kind of forced him into taking this because the show was popular, and he talks about it like this is one of the best things he's ever done in his career. Which is just that it's so lovely.
He was so good. Like he was so good as the mayor.
One of the most compelling villains.
Yeah.
He really reminds me of the Trinity Killer from Dexter.
Don't remember. I've never seen it, but like my most liked bad guy. Do you know what I mean? I didn't dislike him ever at any point. It was just so fascinating.
There's just been like an incredible caliber of actors, and whether that's just because we get invested in them over these 22 episodes or not, but also very, very talented. We're also saying goodbye to Charisma Carpenter. Not entirely, but we're kind of saying goodbye to her as she moves over to Angel season 1. And we're saying goodbye to Alexis Denisof, who played Wesley as well. But they go on to have 5-season careers on Angel.
Fair enough.
Which is incredible. And they have some of the best character development on that show. Was really incredible. So for anyone who's been asking, are you going to do Angel? Are you not going to do Angel?
No.
We're not officially going to do Angel.
Fuck off.
I have a plan.
No, Tony. Fuck off, right? Fuck off. Sorry, it's off.
Are we doing it? Oh, you're like, I'm doing Angel.
Tell people who are asking to fuck off.
I'm going to be doing like little 3-minute recaps. Now, I don't know if you watched it, Dave. It's okay if you didn't, but I sent you a video that I made for Emma Welsh London.
Yeah, the Buffy
which was
one?
like to recap. Yeah, to recap Buffy season 1 to 3. I'm going to do Angel episode recaps like that for our Patreon, where I'm just kind of doing the same thing, talking about it in my irreverent normal voice and giving you an update on what's going on. It's going to just be direct, clippy,
That's fine. I'll watch it.
voiceover. There's only a couple of episodes where we'll watch as part that I think people will really love to see what we have to say about it. And that's pretty much it.
That's it
for this season.
thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this season 3 journey. We have had an absolutely amazing time, a brilliant time. We've both went through some ginormous life changes, and
Yep.
I just want to, we're like two completely different people
Fuck
than
me every season.
where we started, and I just want to thank everyone for all their support and love that you show us. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody that's came on the pod this year. You'll be pleased to know that we aren't taking a break. We are launching right into season 4, and next week we'll be joined for the freshman by the gorgeous, sexy, unbelievable Welsh Emma.
Welsh Emma London!
Welsh Emma London! What?
Absolutely. I'm so excited to do it. With like, I know I'm excited for every guest, but there's just something about like, I'm so excited.
It's going to be pure tea. It's going to be a 5-hour podcast, I know it.
Yeah, definitely. We are going to be back next week, but in the meantime, you can find the complete series 1, 2, and 3 on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Just search All Bronze No Brains. And while you're at it, feel free to give us a little like or subscribe or leave us a glowing review, 5 stars only here. It really helps us spread the podcast far and wide, deep and wide.
And if you'd like exclusive access to bonus episodes and early access to our content, then check out our Patreon.
And with that, we've graduated. Off we go.
Off we
Ta-ra.
go. Ta-ra.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Bye, bitches. Oh.
Bye.
Bye.